All right, we are live. Hey, internet,
People.
people's
Hello.
people of YouTube, Google Plus, all that fun stuff. Hello, hello, hello,
Yo, 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 yo.
and we are going to jump into recording here in just a moment. Everybody ready to do some Audacity?
Yep, I'm there. I'm ready.
All right, you're all set.
Yep.
Heinz, you good?
I'm good.
All right, let's start recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're back.
Finally.
Finally.
Woo!
Hey guys, welcome to Super NovaCast, episode number 25. My name's Austin Flaherty. I am here with Dave Hines,
Wow, how's it going?
the dangerous Dave. Hey Dave. And the other Dave, Dave O'Loughlin.
I'm not so dangerous.
So much Dave, we can't contain it. We had to have two of them at this point, like most other times we've done this podcast, I guess. But we're back. We've been in a bit of a dry spell recently, and we're sorry for that. And we've talked to a counselor, and we're getting back on track. But guys, I have a gaming addiction, and I need you to talk me through it.
I can try,
What's your addiction?
because I have the same disease,
Well,
if you
we,
would call it that.
Heinz
a
laughs at
disease?
us, but no, it's not a disease. It's totally something I can control and have full and no, it's a disease.
It's a disease.
It's a disease. Addiction is a disease. So hey guys, it's been a while.
Yep.
Hey,
What have we been playing? Mr. Hines, let's start with you since I know sort of what you've been up to.
yeah, so I haven't had too much time for gaming, but the time I have had, I've tried to make the best use out of. I got back on my DS. By me, I mean my girlfriend got on my DS.
Well,
We've been playing Mario and Luigi, I think Dream Team is the name of it. Mario and Luigi Dream Team, yeah.
yeah.
DS, it's an RPG. I'm about maybe 12 hours into it. She's a staggering 50 or 60 hours into that freaking game.
Atta girl.
So she's one of those completionists where she needs to find all the freaking power-up beans and all the little everything. So
Okay. All right.
she's trying to go through that now before she goes to the last. I don't know. I lose interest in RPGs, but so I've been playing a little bit more of that. I'm playing some Hearthstone. Getting super excited for BlizzCon Invitational, even though it's like 6 months away or something. Um, Having a ton of fun with that. And the other thing I guess I've been playing mostly is Dota 2 with the
Right on.
International upon us.
Get hype.
Uh, I got back into it. So
TI4 hype train.
the last time I think I played, I said I was on my road to TI4, and then it just stopped. When I got laid off from my old job, I stopped playing Dota and stopped really trying to play professionally.
Right.
So I think the last time I really, really played was probably an Extra Life in November. Ever since then, it's been, oh, I'll pick it up for 5 hours here, 4 hours here, but none of that craziness. But I'm definitely so excited now, seeing how the meta's shifted and how everything's accepted really as a strategy, and
Mhm.
it's been a ton of fun. And watching the international has been amazing. I'm pissed off I'm not going this year, but it's been amazing.
Well, they've done a big job on the presentation, and I think we're going to have a bit of a Dota chat later regarding the international. So we'll kind of gloss over that for now.
Yep.
So other than that, anything else really kind of on the go for you, or?
I have an iPad now, and I've been picking up some mobile games. I'm playing some FIFA 2014.
I
Okay.
saw that on
All my World
Facebook.
Cup bros. Yeah, I don't know why I've been posting achievements and stuff.
Unfriended.
I usually don't like people who like, hey, so and so invites you to play Sugar Crush Saga 2.0 Mega Edition. But
Gotta get them extra lives, man.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to stop them from posting. But no, I've been playing that. I've been playing. Opened up Clash of Clans and then instantly closed it. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
You know what we
That's
should
kind
do,
of how I
Dave?
felt about it.
what
We should totally get Monster Hunter now that it's out on the iPad.
It is, isn't it?
I fucking okay. I got the demo of that on DS.
On 3DS?
And I told him I don't get it. I just hit this dude for 20 minutes and said my demo was up, and I didn't catch anything. I didn't stop him. I didn't kill him. It's just nothing happened.
But you want to kill him, right?
Well, I gave up. I didn't care after
Well,
20 minutes of
That's
fighting
how
him.
Monster Hunter works, man. You just gotta want to kill that monster, and then animation priority.
I fought like a Triceratops for like 20 minutes and then gave
Sounds
up.
about right. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
besides that, I don't think I'm trying to. I like how I'm looking around the room that I'm in and like what games
Yeah.
can I play. I missed the Steam sale. I said I'm too po. Dave, don't do it. And I just didn't open it. I mean, I bought everything that I don't play anyway, so why buy more things I'm not gonna play?
Did you buy a whole bunch of stuff or just
Not
a
this
couple
year, no.
things?
I think
No.
last year I
Good.
bought. I didn't even open Steam. Like I had probably 10 gigs of updates on games to do when I opened it the other day. So
Okay.
I
I don't think you missed anything. There wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah, no, there
well,
wasn't this year.
well, it just looked like everything was the typical what it goes on a weekend sale, except for it's all at once. So
Yeah.
I think.
like, what's the point?
What's the point? That's right.
Like I'm not gonna play the stuff. Like I don't have time as it is. So why would I spend $100 on 1,000 games? I'm not gonna play them.
Because I gotta have all those games in my library.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta save it for Magic
Gotta-
anyway.
Got to collect them all.
That's right.
Yeah.
Speaking of collecting, Mr. O'Loughlin, what have you been collecting in terms of games recently?
I collected this one, thanks to my local Target. Oh, there it is.
Dead Rising. Hey, cool. All right.
Yeah, I picked that up. I got a couple hours into it last night, and it seems pretty fun so far.
Kill zombies.
There's lots of zombies to kill.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. There's a lot of zombies on screen,
Okay.
and it's your typical Dead Rising combo, weapons and find the blueprints and stuff like that. But one thing that I didn't like about the earlier ones was like the save mechanic was garbage, I thought, because I don't like the place. I don't really care for the games where you have to go to that specific spot to save all the time.
Oh, right. Right.
That gets kind of annoying sometimes. But this one, you can choose to save anywhere.
Okay.
And that timer, there was the timer on the older games that I didn't really care for.
The game clock, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you missed a bunch of events if you weren't at the right place at the right time.
yeah, and I'm still early enough. Maybe that could be a mechanic later on. I'm not sure.
Sure.
But I mean, it's open world. There's lots of side missions to do, lots of weapon blueprints and upgrades, and it was $20. So, and I've been kind of interested in it for quite a while. So, I was glad to get my mitts on it, and I look forward to playing some more for sure.
Right on.
I got a little bit back into breaking news.
Hey, we got breaking news.
Oh God.
Breaking news. Spoilers for those of you who are listening to this after the day after this happens.
Mute it if you're watching it live. If you don't want to know. The
That's
Dota
right.
Mute it
If
for
you,
like
if you don't
10
want to know
seconds.
Dota standings, Legendary Side Effect just hit us up and said Newbie won over IG, in case anyone wanted to know. So that finalizes their.
2-1 win.
It's a 2-1 win. So good for Newbie. Hooray. Congratulations. More Dota stuff. Check that out at twitch.tv/DotaTI.
Dota 2 Ti.
Dota 2 TI. Sorry.
Get that 2 in there.
That's right. And I'm going to interject real quick, Dave. The reason why we get information like that is, hey guys, you can actually check us out on the Q&A page now. If you go to our event site, if you're watching this live, make sure to use that Q&A box. You can send us questions. We'll try to bring in the important ones during the podcast, and then any additionals we'll save them until the end of the podcast, where we would normally do our emails.
Yes.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Battlefield 4. That's what I was trying to spit out there.
Okay. All right.
I recently got into a little bit of some Battlefield 4. It's still fun. I love it. It is good. It felt good to come back to it, and I want to play some more. One game I haven't really been playing a lot, and it does make me sad, is Titanfall. I haven't been on it in a bit, and I feel like I should for sure. Because it's not because I didn't enjoy it. I just haven't played it.
Right. I think
played.
I think I know what you're saying about that because I played like 2 rounds during the free weekend on the PC a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago.
right. Hmm.
A couple rounds was enough for me to go, yeah, all right, Titanfall.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big
Yeah,
robot. I shot dudes.
yeah.
I
Not
don't
to
know.
say that it wasn't fun.
No, it was
I
fun.
just, yeah, I don't know. I'm going through a phase, I guess, right now. Um,
It's like Call of Duty. Oh God, no, it's not like Call of
yeah.
Duty. It's just, but
And yeah, that's, I mean, a little bit of Watch Dogs, still into that, playing a bit here and there, but it's mostly been getting, well, Dead Rising, playing some more of that, and some Battlefield action,
right on.
and watching Dota,
Yeah,
Arma
yeah.
3 mods after I watched your video. That is some cool stuff.
There's some neat stuff in Arma 3, and yeah, there's a video up on our YouTube page if anybody wants to see that. I've been playing some good old Arma 3, so that's been fun. I'm interested to hear what you think about Dead Rising in the long run. See how it holds up, and then if you get Super Alpha Hyper, so whatever
Oh,
edition
yes, right.
dash remix
I
split
completely forgot
legs,
about that.
yeah, that looks just ridiculous. So.
Yeah, it does.
Cool. All right. Um,
How about you?
well, similarly, I've been watching a lot of Dota with the international going on. I've been also checking out. It's been a really kind of crazy week, so I guess we'll take a step back. I bought an Xbox One, and I don't know why I bought an Xbox One, but I bought an Xbox One.
Because it's better?
Well, no, it's not better. I like it equally. Actually, no. I'll give you this. There are things that I really like about the Xbox that the PlayStation 4 doesn't do, and there's things that I really like about
And
the
vice
PS4
versa.
that the Xbox doesn't do.
Yeah, yeah.
The Kinect is totally the reason to buy that, and if I had bought this thing in the Kinectless bundle, I would have taken it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I cannot say how nice it is to be able to be like, Xbox, go to Twitch, and it just boom, whatever I'm doing snaps into Twitch,
Yeah.
and I can yell at it from across the room or in the other room in the apartment, and it knows what I'm saying to it. The PlayStation, I could be right in front of that goddamn camera, and I can say PlayStation home screen, and it'll just look just nothing.
It just looks at you with a blank
It just
face.
stares at me, yeah. So the controller's okay. I prefer the DualShock, and
Really?
yeah, I really prefer the
I
DualShock.
mean, yeah, I mean, I haven't had a whole lot of hands-on time with the DualShock 4, but to me it does feel a lot better. DualShock 3, I didn't think it was a bad controller, but I just
was
prefer
alright.
the offset. I prefer the offset sticks a la Xbox, but the triggers and everything with the DualShock 4 feel great, and I'd love to play with it a little bit more.
I know what you're saying.
So, yeah,
Play it with a little bit more.
just a little bit.
Play with those sticks a little bit more.
Just
Yeah.
yep, yeah.
Here, I really like the rumble feedback in the triggers on the Xbox One. I absolutely hate the bumpers. They're way too clicky, and I don't know if it's just my
They are very
controller,
clicky.
but that is a stiff button and it is uncomfortable to push, and I'm just not happy with it. So
Hashtag first world problems.
no, well, first world problems. It's the one thing I really don't like about that controller. But the fact that I can put AA batteries in it's kind of nice. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna put it through its paces. We'll get some stuff going on that. I've been playing some Forza and a little bit of Killer Instinct as the characters.
Have you been? What do you think of that so far?
KI is pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna pay to unlock it, but it's pretty good. I think it's interesting that it's free to play, but I wish that you could just kind of pick one character and be like, this is my free character.
This is my character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it swaps out every so often, you start to get the feel of a character, and then it's
That's right.
now I'm fresh again.
So the rotation on that's kind of like a week or a week and a half, I think. And Jago was the one that was just there. When I got my Xbox, it was Glacius, and he was awful. And then Jago came up, and I was like, right on, this is the tutorial character. And now I think it's Fulgore, which I'm totally kind of into. I don't know. I'm halfway between like I want to unlock that, and then I don't want to spend $50.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It might happen with the Dave Lang effect happening here. So one of the questions we got: how well would you say the analog sticks respond comparing them between hardwired or wireless? Do you think there's a difference? I can't say I've hardwired a controller. I've got strictly wireless systems. The response time is fine across the board.
Yeah.
I've not noticed any input lag with any of those.
On.
So yeah, I'm not gonna say Xbox on. It didn't hear me. Thank God. But that's also like a party trick. It's like, oh, where's your controller? I don't need a controller. I can still wave at my TV screen and then do all the Jedi mind trick to it. I totally forgot about that until like somebody came in the other day and I waved at them as they were coming down the hall, and the Kinect picked up my hand and I was like, what have I done? And then I went, all right, this is supposed to happen. So, yeah, so playing around the Xbox, you guys can start adding me back on Xbox Live. It's Juno MRPB, and I would love to see you guys on my friends list. I think I have all the current crew, but anybody else who is out there that wants to join up, go ahead. And of course, my PSN, as always, is Juno Tippinator, TPN8R. Finished Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Still think it was the better game that came out in March. I should probably do a review for that now that I'm done. But there's a surprisingly good stealth game in there, a surprisingly good action game in there. It's not going to be for everybody, but I certainly liked it.
Yeah, I'd like to give it a try because I've heard more surprising things than bad things, like surprise good rather than surprise bad.
It plays a lot like BioShock in terms of like the storyline, the way it plays. So yeah, it was fun. You shoot a lot of Germans. Watch Dogs. I'm done with Watch Dogs. You guys have seen my review, or the group's review. If you haven't seen our group review, Watch Dogs is up, and Mark, Dave, and I all put in kind of our input on the end of that to kind of give a rounded out feel for how we all kind of thought about Watch Dogs.
I quickly want to add something.
Sure.
I don't mean to interject, but it's the only other game I've been playing, and I haven't been playing too many games lately. The CTOS app for.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I know you guys were talking about it before. I've been playing around with it. I'm not gonna lie. From my perspective as the iPad user, it seems kind of boring. It's cool. I always feel like I'm fucking with somebody. But have you guys been messed with in game, and how annoying is it?
Well, you can opt out of it, especially with the CTOS ones. Like, Mark and I did it together, and you have to accept, like you'll see a prompt come up on screen and say, Dangerous Dave is, wants to hack you or whatever, and you can choose. Yeah, you can choose to be like, yeah, okay, I'll do this, or no. So, it's really up to you. I've done both sides of the coin, and like you say, sure, it's pretty neat, but I messed around with it once, and that was it.
That was enough.
It's an amazing concept. Like, if you think, like I was trying to explain it to Erica, and she was like, really? Like, because it just sounds so cool that you can interact on such a, I hate cross-gen, I hate that marketing buzzword, but on such a cross level, like a mobile device is actually interacting the same way as it would in the game. It does, I think, like, I played with it maybe half a dozen times. None of the upgrades seem like they'll change absolutely anything, because I have no idea what happens in the game. So as somebody that hasn't played it because it's still broken on PC, it's hard for me to see the value in it. But that's I wanted to add that because I don't know if that was in the review, but that was something that was, it is an added thing that can be kind of cool if you're really, really like immersed in the world. But
it's neat to see because Ubisoft's going to do a lot of that tablet stuff with the Division and presumably Rainbow Six, right? So this is a neat way to kind of see how that'll start and how you can then go to piloting a drone for a special ops team while you're sitting on the can, right?
Oh God,
that's my dream.
Mike Rudolph asks, now that you've had both next-gen systems, which do you feel has the better community and/or community-driven apps like Xbox Upload?
That's a really good question.
Hmm.
I haven't had a lot of time to dig into Upload. Um, I've seen it and I've been like, hey, I should probably look at this. But most of my time on my Xbox, admittedly, has been watching Twitch recently.
Yeah,
I
I
can do that on my
love the
PlayStation as
Twitch.
well, but I can sit
Yeah.
back and be like, I can just yell at the TV from my computer and let it kind of turn on. Um, I can say in terms of community driven like that, with the exception of the PlayStation 4's share functionality, I would say Xbox probably has a leg up in that degree.
Hmm.
Um, but I still like the share function on the PS4
I
way
really
more.
want that screen cap.
Yeah, the
Uh,
screenshot thing is essentially how we've been capping video and screenshots
yeah,
for reviews on our website. So
and
without having a DVR to pull all that stuff out.
yeah. and
Uh,
and apparently Microsoft says that that's on the way
can't wait.
for the Xbox, and yeah, I hope it's sooner than later
Yep,
because I think that's a killer feature on the PS4.
for sure. I would say they both have their merits at this stage, but I'm also not super familiar with the Xbox upload stuff. I thought they were like trailers for games, and then I realized it was community stuff, and I started to
Yeah.
download something for. Um, I wanted to see a trailer for one of the games they had in the marketplace, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to wait to download this. I just wanted it to stream out. So
Hmm.
I'll put some time into that and maybe revisit that again in the future. It's probably worth us putting in like a. It's been 6 months since those consoles have been out, right? November.
Yeah.
So it's been more than 6 months. It's probably worth us doing like a check-in on
Check
where
and review. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
a state of the console. Because I know we had an Xbox One review go up. I don't think we ever put a PS4 one up when I did an article on it.
Yeah,
But
no,
it's
no.
probably worth us having
Yeah.
a quick chat about that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, for sure. We'll definitely take a peek at that. So other than all that stuff, I mentioned Arma 3. We've kind of had a video go up in the last day or so. I've been playing a lot of DayZ and a lot of Arma 3. Arma 3 is surprising because that game is super impressive looking, even on like medium settings. But it runs so much better than the Arma 2 engine that
Oh,
I
yeah.
hadn't bought it. And I was like, this is never going to work on my system, but I'll give it a try anyways. And it runs at a solid 30 frames a second at least. The draw distance is incredible, and the community is super interesting. There's so much stuff that's modders and people getting behind that game now. So check out the video. I have like an hour-long video up on our YouTube page that's got a couple of different mods. I'm going to try to keep doing this because there's a couple more that I want to check out.
There's some really cool stuff out there.
That's right. There's RPG mods where you walk around as a civilian. There's police and bandits who are doing awful things. I wish I had been recording because I bought an ATV. I drove out of the city. This guy was at a police car, and there was like one of those barricade arms across the road. So I was slowing down because I was like, oh, I'm probably going to have to stop and like show him my license or something because it's an RPG. And this guy comes out of the bush with an AK-47 aimed at me and goes, "Sir, get off the bike." And I was like, "Okay." And then I didn't click because it was like 3 a.m. It didn't click that you're not a cop. And I got off the bike. I didn't even lock the bike. I just got off because I was like, I'm just gonna get back on in a minute. No, he goes, "Put your hands on top of your head. Put your hands on top of your head. Put your hands on top of your head." Until I finally did it. Put my hands on top of my head. He just got on the quad and drove away.
What a prick.
And just left me there in the middle of nowhere. And I was just like, well, huh. And I logged out. So when I start playing Altus Life RPG in the video, you guys will see like I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's pitch black, and I have no idea what's going on. It's because that's where I logged out from.
Yeah,
there's
Aww.
that was the one that I on Twitch seems to be the most popular
Yeah.
streams is the Altus Life, and I was watching one guy, and you could tell he had obviously been in there for a bit, and he was up in his army suit, he had an armored vehicle, and I mean he was just being a bastard. Like these medics that would be healing them, and after the medic would heal him, he would rob the medic
Yeah,
and be like just a dick, complete dick.
I love it.
Because yeah, it's really really interesting to see just the social aspect of it, and I can see why it is the most popular one, it seems. But like you were saying too, there's so many other different ones out there too that are really interesting.
Yeah, the King of the Hill one is super cool. It's got kind of like a Counter-Strike buy system where you can buy gear every round or every life and then run out in the world. The other one I played a lot of has been Wasteland, which is kind of like multiple capture points across the entire map, and then certain zones you'll find gun stores and other types of traders where you can buy more gear.
Oh, right.
And then missions pop up, and it's like, hey, this base is being constructed. If you get control of it, you'll have access to a whole bunch of weapons and food and stuff. So it's kind of a mix between, what I play in Arma 2 DayZ and then a deathmatch game variant. So
Yes.
I've been kind of looking for that Epoch, which is the variant of DayZ. I've been looking for that experience. Haven't quite found anything nearly there yet. I think Altus Life might be worth putting some more time into.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of it in terms of Arma 3. Other than that, I'm going to do a video that's kind of a mix-up of party games for like local play. Played a lot of Nidhogg, Samurai Gun, and Gang Beast recently, and if you guys are, I know Dave, you're a Giant Bomb viewer. On their live streams, these used to be the game. These are games that they still play a lot of.
Yeah.
I was recently introduced to them on a LAN day, and they are a ton of fun. I think it might be worthwhile getting together with a bunch of us and recording
Nidhogg
that.
looks
Nidhogg is amazing.
so much fun.
Nidhogg's amazing. Samurai Gun is amazing too. So,
Yeah.
and Gang Beast is just hilarious. So, other than that, I played Dot Hack from 2003.
Yes.
Dot Hack.
To Master Race.
Man, that game is so far ahead of itself that it doesn't even know whether to shit or wind its watch. It holds up. It's kind of weird how well it holds up.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, just turn off the English voice acting and do all the Japanese, the subtitles. And
yeah.
it's, hey, I'm watching an anime that I control sometimes. Yeah, Dot Hack. That's the thing. Combating the stack is
yes.
finally coming back into play, and Dot Hack has been in the stack for about 12 years. So, yeah, bravo. Other than that, watching Dota. So, Mr. Hines.
Dota.
All right.
As our Dota 2 analysis expert, you need a better looking shirt if you're going to pretend to be Bruno, but at least tell us what you know about the International 4.
Well, next time, by next episode, the International should not be over. We should not wait that long. So I will put on a better Bruno shirt by then.
Okay.
But I have been watching. I didn't watch too much today, but I watched all of Phase 2, and I watched some of Phase 1. Today's matches were pretty important. It was basically seeding for the teams. Only one team got eliminated today, one team got eliminated yesterday. However, tomorrow, actually, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Too excited. Tonight, as you guys heard, IG beat Newbie. So you guys that don't know, like, Newbie is kind of a newer team, so is Cloud9. And these teams are, like, they're taking down these giants. Like, Newbie was in ninth place coming out of the group stage, and they beat the 8th place team, the 5th place team, and the 4th place team today. They played 3 best of 3s today, and they won all 3 of them. Like, that's not an easy thing to do, especially up against teams like Na'Vi and IG, who are past TI winners.
Yeah.
So, mega hats off to them. Yesterday, there's some pretty interesting stuff going on with Liquid being eliminated. And then
hey, props to Liquid, by the way.
Yeah, who did fantastic.
Yeah, they came out of the losers bracket at the bottom of the list and worked their way through everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, when was this?
All week?
No. Well, yeah, they came through Phase 1. They came through the qualifier.
That's right.
And Yeah, just like Mouse did as well. Mouse is
I'm sorry, I said losers bracket. I meant they weren't in the invitation. They had to play
qualifier.
the
Yeah.
qualifier. Yeah.
So yeah, no, them and Mouse, they did fantastic. Any team that goes to the qualifier, even though they're not obviously as high tier as DK and Navi, I think that they almost deserve more respect because they have to beat out 16 teams before they can even face this 16 teams. Like there's immense amount of respect I have for them.
Yep.
LGD did beat them out though in the end. They also beat Mouse and I think another team, but in that three-way tie that happened 2 days ago. Um, Cloud9, who is now my team that I think was gonna go all the way.
Yeah,
It's
they're
Eternal FB's new team.
something to watch.
Yes, they did end up losing yesterday to Team DK, so they're in the lower bracket. But I think that they're far along in the lower bracket. So I'm super excited tomorrow for those of you guys that are watching Dota. Actually, not tomorrow. Sorry, Friday. I just too excited about Dota. Friday, it's not or VC, which is a really old team. That name's been around for a while. Versus Newbie and the North American Evil Geniuses versus the Chinese team DK. And I think Newbie is European, if I'm not mistaken. So there's some fun stuff there. And Saturday, which is probably going to be one of their way bigger days, you're going to have fantastic matches like IG versus LGD, and then Cloud9 versus Navi. Like both of those games, make it for me. Like they want me to, like that makes me want to take the day off on Saturday. like those two best of threes are going to be epic. But I really like if you guys aren't into Dota, you should absolutely be into Dota. There's no reason why you're not. It's way better than LoL, but I'm not going to start a flame war.
Well, okay, let's take a step back from that. They've got a stream this year that is about teaching Dota,
I was
right?
going to mention that. They have a noob stream that if anybody knows anything about Dota, you know the name Purge, and you probably know the name Dota Cinema. They have a mega stream that I'm calling it a mega, but it's really a multi-stream where they're kind of during the group stages. There's 4 matches that happen at once, so they kind of had the biggest featured one, and then they kind of just put in cool bits of all the other games. But I watched the newcomer stream yesterday for about 3 hours. It's really good. They go through the basics of each individual hero, how you win Dota, what Rashawn is every single game, just in case you missed the one before it.
Yep.
I was watching it a bit yesterday, and like I really like to watch it. It's fun to watch, and I try and play Dota. Try, but I have a understanding of what it is, and even having it's a basic understanding, but watching the noob stream, like, it was fantastic because, like you say, they go through every aspect of it, and what's going on in that situation, and it was great to really watch it because it makes me want to play more after watching it, because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, you just get a really good understanding. I found they did a fantastic job doing that.
It's been consistent, which is the most important thing. Like Dave said, is every match they're going through kind of the same points about, here's Roshan, and here's what this hero does, and here's the lanes, and etc. For me, I haven't played a lot of Dota since, kind of like Dave said, since last year at the charity event. In November, and really it's been a couple of matches here and there, and for me to get back into it, it's like, okay, I know this is happening, I should probably watch a match or two in the noob stream just to kind of get back into it. And then, like Mr. Hines mentioned, the multi-broadcast stream has been really neat for having the featured match on, and then like Bruno cuts in and is like, hey, you want to see what a team fight should look like? Here's one between Team X and Team Y. And they show a replay from that game, and they transition into another replay from the other game, and they kept the action moving. I think was the important thing, because some of these games get to be like an hour plus.
There's when they're farming and stuff, it's like, okay, what's gonna happen? And I have watched the multicast too, and like you say, it does keep it upbeat and keep it going, because you're not in that little spot where you're like, well, okay, they're building right now, but it's not the most exciting thing to watch when they're in that stage.
I will say that it's awesome the people that they have working the new one. Like they're not taking up AC or LD or anybody that Toby or anybody that's good at like not really good at casting, but that it's meant for that like intense team fight casting. They're taking people like Purge. Purge does like casting pubs every month. So
Hmm.
he's used to pointing out maybe the flaws or things that people should look at in replays. Um, so he's really good at like analyzing things that are basic and things that people need to understand. So the noob stream's been fantastic. I asked Erica what she was thinking of it just because she hasn't played too much, and there was things that she knew but were explained so well that you should be able to get it after watching 2 matches. I will say if people are interested in Dota, this tournament is run like no other tournament I've ever seen an esport run. Have you guys checked out the freaking ladder for this? Um, the round robin, basically the bottom 6 teams are eliminated from the tournament. After everybody faces each other, there's no 2 different groups like the years before, groups of 8. And after that, it's like the top 2 are guaranteed, and the top 4 like in the upper bracket. It's very cool. It rewards everybody. It's not just top 4, you get this, bottom 4, you get this. It's like,
Hmm.
okay, you get third, you get this advantage. You get fourth, you get this advantage. So I think it's very cool how rewarding they're making the group stages, and they're not just making it, oh, everybody plays 2 matches against everybody else, and you better hope that you make it 4 up, and if you don't, then what was the point? So they're making it very, very crucial. Like there was tiebreakers in the round robin, which usually doesn't happen like between 3 teams. Um, it was very cool the way that they treated it, and they didn't. I liked yesterday or a couple days ago when the tiebreaker was. I don't know if you guys watched, but usually tiebreakers, if it's 3 teams and every team wins 1 game, they'll usually go by fastest win or something like that. They said nope. If everybody ties, we just do it again. Like they're being very professional about it and not like, oh,
Oh
we have
yeah.
a super strict timeline. So
Hmm.
it's been a fantastic tournament. I cannot wait to see more of it. Um, like they're extending it so like I think it's 3 weeks compared to the 2 weeks last year. Like
Yep.
this is
Yeah, it's
fantastic. I'm
huge.
so jealous that I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
Try a little bit every night, but um, I am so excited to see how this turns out because this is easily the biggest event in esports thus far at $11 million prize pool.
It's
And
Well,
sick.
yeah.
what? Yeah, and here's
Absolutely
the other thing
sick.
is that it's $11 million, and they're not just giving it to the top 8. They're going as far back as if you come, what was it? If you come 13th/14th, you still walk away with $20,000.
Hmm.
Like they're spreading out the money very well. So
And that's because they want you to buy compendiums. Buy more
well, I
compendiums.
guess, yeah. But here's
Yeah.
here's the thing though, is that last year you could do the same thing. They
Yep.
still increased it, but they only had the top 8. So
Hmm.
now they're rewarding as far back as 14. I don't know any other tournament that you can go to, and they'll say, yeah, we'll reward everybody but the last 2. It's usually top 4.
Yep.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
this is absolutely fantastic. I love how Valve's handling like the prize pool and how they're handling the multi-stream. That's over now because there's never going to be 2 matches played at the same time. But um,
It's been a really interesting week in terms of watching tournaments because there's been um, the beginning of the international with all the group stage stuff. There's been the last couple of days Evo 2014 was
Evo,
going
yep,
on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
I
Vegas.
watched the tail end of Street Fighter last night until about 2:30 in the morning. And then also, I mean, with the World Cup going on, right? Like it's been
Hey,
tournament after tournament after tournament. But the one thing I always go back to with the international is I may not follow all the other Dota 2 scene tournaments. I watched ESL 1 this year. I was really interested to see how they did
oh
their
yeah,
stuff. It
that
was it was it was pretty solid.
was a good
Um,
production.
good production.
Spring?
These
Was it spring or summer?
it was for the ESL 1.
Yeah.
It was the one that happened just a couple weeks ago.
Okay, summer. Okay.
Yeah. Um, the international has been obviously production wise way ahead of the curve, and
Hmm.
I will give Toby all the props because every time I've heard him cast, it has been absolutely crazy. And there was a game where I don't think he breathed for like 5 minutes. He just kept screaming about Korak and his stupid Earthshaker, just echo slam after echo slam after, you know. I was mesmerized by the game and was like, I have to watch this. I have to see every second of this, and it's the urgency that the casters put on that. If you're a good caster, you make people want to watch a video game.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I want to watch all of it.
Yep.
All of it. So, Dave, who's left in the standings right now?
So right now, there is. I was starting to go over it earlier, but tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Friday, the upper bracket who remains is VC, Newbie, Evil Geniuses, and Team DK. So that's your upper bracket. That's your top four. They're guaranteed top six, I imagine, by being in the semifinals at the upper. Lower bracket, you're looking at Cloud9, Navi, IG, and LGD. So, I mean, there's still heavy contenders. My biggest, I think, surprise, and it's probably not a surprise because I don't watch too much Alliance now, but Alliance is out. Like last year, I don't think people realize. Last year, they were 14-0 in the group stages,
Yeah.
and they didn't drop a single match until the grand finals.
That's
They
right.
lost 2 games against Navi. I think they won something like 20 something matches in a row in an international tournament. Like, and now they went, I think, 5-10 or 5-9. I don't remember. It was not very
Yeah,
good.
it was like
so-
5-9, something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what happened to them. I mean, but I'm super excited to see every single match now. Like, is exciting. LGD versus IG. That's gonna be an exciting like Chinese match. Navi versus Cloud9. Amazing Western match. Evil Geniuses versus DK. Meh. Like both of them seem to be doing well. Mushy is on Team DK, and I freaking love Mushy because he's amazing. He was on Orange last year, and he played the most different heroes for the entire tournament. And then Newbie is just a powerhouse that came out of nowhere. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch every single match. Like that's the sign of a good tournament. That even after the round robin, like no BS teams are getting through. Not that any of them.
That's
were,
right. Well, no,
Hmm.
but at the same time, you're seeing all the powerhouses fight.
They're all the top
Fight against
tier,
each
yeah.
other. Yeah.
I
So-
love it. I'm so excited. I want to be there. No gamer.
I just
Come on,
want
guys.
to see more Tinker Mid and Skywrath Mage, because that's every game. So, yeah, I like it. Well, okay, let's
On the news though.
let's move into the news. The first thing I want to talk about in correlation to what we've just been talking about,
The international is happening.
because the international's happening. Let's talk about some international incidents that have been happening at the international. So there was an open letter sent to I guess to Valve, but it was worded to IceFrog.
What?
About GameFi eavesdropping on Team DK. And so GameFi is they are a news outlet out of China, and they were caught with a camera in DK's team room as they played their last playoff match against Evil Geniuses. And they recorded and uploaded all of their drafting discussion before the playoff match to, the essential equivalent of YouTube in China. And that had been translated and subtitled, and everything had been, look at all this information. I mean, if you're a coach or a person who's playing on DK, that's got to be crazy.
Mhm.
So obviously there's going to be drama at all these events, and this is kind of one of those things where you go, how the hell did this even happen? It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anything necessarily in terms of what Valve's going to do about this, but dear Volvo, you should probably put a security guard there.
Well, I mean, last year I was there, and they allowed. I don't think that there was really anybody allowed in. They had 2 Valve staff, and the coach was allowed in the beginning, I think, and then they kicked him out. I thought, like last year at the now, I know it was different because these are group stages, so these aren't at the key arena.
Yeah.
But I know that last year when everything was at the hall, during the actual main event, nobody was allowed in, and both doors had to be closed before the casters started talking. Like the casters, like Toby would shut up if the doors opened because somebody needed to get something from out back.
That's right.
What,
So
what
this is
you know,
this is
what's
this isn't even that. This is like they're in the room where they have their computer set up. Like they're not
oh,
even in, and just
this is different.
there's there's a couple of videos. So this came up to me through the Dota 2 subreddit a couple of days ago, and there was a video of somebody. I'm guessing it was like a Cyborg Man interview because he's been doing those in the back, and you see a guy slip in to the DK room and then slip out a minute later with what looks like a camera in his hand. And nobody stops him. Nobody checks to see who he is. He's just in and out because there's only so many people back there, right? So he's
Mhm.
got to be a member of the press or a VIP or a player. You'd expect
Oh, he
that.
has to be. Yeah, if he's in there
Yeah,
after a game, like this is the players area. You can tell because there is nobody but play. Like you can
that's
just
right.
tell that this is a
It's all
players
players.
area only.
Yep.
So that means that they had to be on that team because I don't think other teams are allowed in the room while there's a game on.
Sure. And
So
the weird thing here becomes his boss in China puts a letter up on the internet going, it's easy for me to pass the buck and distance myself from this, but we apologize.
Hmm.
That sounds pretty ridiculous to me. And if I'm DK, that's going to change. Like, I'm going to spend the next week just changing our game plan, right?
Mhm.
Because now everybody knows, or do you just roll with it and be like, whatever, we're DK, we're going to rickroll you guys anyways. It's tough. Esports,
Yeah.
cheating happens. So
Yeah.
that's interesting. So let's get away from Dota. Let's talk about some other stuff. So Evo's finished, and there was a surprise at Evo this year. Tekken 7 has been announced, and it's going to run on the Unreal 4 engine, which is very cool because
Yeah.
Unreal 4 is going to be obviously the next big engine I think that people are going to license out to use for that kind of stuff. There's I think a brief trailer out there, but nothing with gameplay obviously. We're probably looking at something next year for this.
Mhm.
And on PS4 and Xbone, if they do Unreal Engine, does this mean we'll finally get Tekken on a PC? I hope so. I hope so. Secretly,
That's
I like
awesome.
Tekken a lot.
Tekken is pretty cool.
Tekken's
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
I haven't played one in years, but it's pretty cool.
Tag Tournament 2 for the
Yes.
PS3 was legit, and
Yeah.
the Wii U version was surprisingly good as well. So, um, yeah, Tekken 7. Looking forward to that. Evo was a lot of fun. I'm not going to go into a lot of depth on that, but if you guys are interested in fighting games, that's the thing you should probably take a look at.
Mm.
I have no idea how to play Street Fighter after watching that. Clearly, I have no idea how to play Street Fighter at all, ever. Sony's Andrew House spoke to IGN about the Vita the other day and how the future of the Vita remains unclear. So, Dave, you sold your Vita, right? No, you
Oh,
still have your Vita?
nope. I still got mine.
Okay.
Yep.
So I still have my Vita, and I've noticed recently, I've been like, man, I wonder what's coming out for the Vita that I could, pick up and play.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
That game is kept alive by remote play to the PS4 and the instant game collection that PS Plus gives me, right? So Andrew was quoted as, basically saying remote play is kind of the key function for that device at this time, and in Japan it's used completely differently than it is in North America. It's going to be a matter of time for that kind of behavior to roll over to North America. But if you can play PS4 games on your Vita, why does it really need to be AAA games? That makes me feel kind of bad because there's good AAA games that are on that platform. There's not a lot of them, but there's some really
No.
good AAA
Oh,
games that are on that platform.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
I I keep hoping that Borderlands 2 would go on sale because technical problems aside, because I've
mhm.
heard it's got its technical issues.
Yep.
I think Borderlands 2 on the go would be pretty cool, and I'd like to play that on my Vita, but I'll wait for a price drop. That's like
I
the
yeah,
only thing that I see myself picking up in the near future, sadly, um, because I don't have a PS4 for remote play.
sure.
Um, I don't have a Plus account, so I'm not downloading the
The
extra
free
goodies.
games. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Yeah, it's a little sad.
It's weird. There's also the stuff where people have been kind of reporting um, that Vitas are getting harder and harder to find in retail stores. And
Hmm.
I went to a Walmart and a Best Buy the other day, and I didn't see Vitas there at all,
Oh,
which I thought was weird. But
yeah.
you can still buy the memory cards. The memory cards are still $120 or something stupid like that.
Bullshit.
Um, I don't know. So as a PS4 owner, I've used the remote play function once.
Oh,
Once.
really? Have you?
Yeah, it works
Yeah.
fine. But if I'm in my house to play my PS4, I'm going to sit on the couch with the PS4 controller in my hand, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um,
What I could see, like, um, what I'd be interested when I eventually do get a PS4 would be um, like companion apps like Smart Glass does. I think that could be really, really big
sure.
instead of relying on remote play. Whether or not that happens, I don't know, but I think it would be pretty neat to do the companion app side of things, you know.
It's a pretty clear statement that Sony could go, "Hey Nintendo, we're going to eat your lunch," and look at our remote system become the tablet for your PS4.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah,
something like that. I think is certainly a viable option
yeah.
for Sony. Um, I don't know the big game I've been playing. I mean, I've been playing Muramasa because it's one of the free games this month,
Mm,
and it's good. But the only other thing I've really played on that I've played to completion, Persona 4.
hmm.
Why is there not there should be a boatload of games for a system that powerful,
There
and
should be, yeah.
it's like the PS3. We're kind of going, where is the content at the end of the life cycle of this thing? I guarantee you there will be a bunch of games,
Mm,
but right now it's still like floundering.
yeah,
So,
it is.
but I said the same thing about the DS. So
Yeah,
the
Yep.
DS and the PSP, it was
yeah.
like, hey,
And then it just blew up.
blew up.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, speaking of DS, Square Enix is going to launch a new Final Fantasy game in Japan this winter called Final Fantasy Explorers. Hopefully, this will come over to North America. It's a 4-player Monster Hunter-y kind of thing, where you're going to team up with other players who are going to have, the standard Final Fantasy classes, and you'll fight against monsters. They show Ifrit is one of the monsters you're fighting in the trailer, who was modeled after his Final Fantasy X design, which is kind of weird to see because usually they change all that stuff out. Obviously, we probably won't get a lot of this until it comes out and we find out more details, but hopefully that'll come to North America.
Hmm.
Square's been kind of floundering a little bit, it seems, in terms of like pushing Final Fantasy, but with Bravely Default doing so well, I hope to see maybe we'll get something more to them this year. And then the only other piece of news I had, it's kind of similar actually, Dragon Quest X Online, which is Dragon Warrior, is coming to 3DS in September. That's going to be a streaming title that you download to your device on the fly. No cartridge.
Really?
Yeah, so as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi, you'll be able to stream it to your system, kind of like OnLive or PlayStation Now, and just play it right there on the handheld, which is really interesting.
That is,
Um,
yeah.
Considering in Japan, carrying a 3DS or a Vita is kind of the thing to do. It's you travel to and from home and work, and there it would work because there's connections everywhere and everybody's got Wi-Fi. But
Hmm.
I absolutely love Dragon Quest, and I want to see this game come out in North America. So this is why I kind of put it. But the tech behind that online streaming is interesting because that makes me wonder: is Nintendo finally going to start doing like the virtual console the way it should be, and
Yeah.
I'll give you like a season pass, and
Like
you
a
download
pass. Yeah.
on the fly what you want to play, and there it
Mhm.
is. That'd be awesome.
That would, yeah, like it seems I'm not sure exactly of the pricing structure, but it seemed I think it was pretty expensive, the PlayStation Now stuff.
So far it is, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
renting games for a couple of days is $5, and
Right. Yeah. But like
mm-mm.
make it like, a Netflix type subscription,
Yeah,
$10 a month,
subscription.
$8 a month, and you know, I don't know, maybe you could have different tiers. Like $8 would get you 3 games at a time,
Sure.
or something like that. That would be. I think that would be pretty neat.
I think so too. I think that's pretty fair. But the stuff I've seen in the beta has been relatively poor in terms of that pricing. It's been a lot of $14.99, that kind of stuff. And when you're talking about PS1 and PS2 games, I'm done with paying that kind of price for a game of that genre.
Yeah.
Or that age.
That age, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about new releases. This is us talking about new releases. Nothing. It's the summer dry spell. Go outside and be a real person.
For a couple of weeks.
That's right. Last couple of weeks we saw Sniper Elite 3 came out, and
Mark's been playing that.
Yeah, Mark and I have both been playing that. So.
You have too, eh?
I got it on the Xbox. Yeah, I got it for the Xbox.
So you've been doing scrotum shots.
I have avoided the testicle shots as much as possible because that's just fucking sick.
Yeah, I was like thinking to myself, now I don't know who the sicker person is, the developers for letting you do that, or Mark for actually doing it.
Or Mark for doing it and then taking a video and uploading it to SkyDrive. Yeah.
Look what I did,
Xbox,
guys.
upload that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mark,
So.
Sick man.
Yeah, Mark is a sick man. He is a geologist. So, Sniper Elite 3 is pretty good. I was really impressed with.
I downloaded.
Yeah.
It was a few weeks ago. I think it was Steam had Sniper Elite 2 for free.
Yep.
And the computer can hardly run it, but I was still playing around with it, and I was like, this could be kind of neat.
Yeah. They have a zombie one as well that was based on Sniper Elite 2, and it was pretty
so
good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the zombie one was good.
Yeah.
So
That was good.
Yeah, no, I think Mark said he was going to do the review for Elite 3, but we're both going to play some co-op together to make sure we kind of get that full experience. So we might collab on that and get a review out. That's out on pretty much everything: Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, and PC. Everything. And this is a game that is properly priced digitally. You can buy it in the store for $60, or you can buy it online for $50. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a step up.
Because I just pre-ordered Destiny. Hey, we didn't talk about Destiny. Pre-ordered Destiny. Well, I know, but we missed Destiny chat like a month and a half ago when I got out of the alpha. So.
It's true.
We'll have more because the beta starts this week.
Beta's Thursday? Is this? Yeah.
Thursday for
PlayStation 4.
For PS4, and then it's next Thursday for Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And never for PC.
Yeah. I spent $100 to pre-order that game.
$100?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
$100.
$100. 100 real Canadian dollars.
I'm gonna head over to your apartment and shake you to wake you up.
Okay, good luck getting through the security door. So here's what I paid for $100. I got the Destiny. What is it? They call it the enhanced edition, which has like some bonus armor for your horse or some bullshit. But also the season pass. I bought the season pass at the same time, or the expansion pass. No.
I thought they said free stuff like every week that we're adding more content.
Sure, that's happening, yes, but there's going to be 2 paid expansions that are going to come out within, I think, the first year and a half.
Oh, okay.
So, instead of those being another $40, it was another $40.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is I should buy a PlayStation. Oh, okay.
Yes. Buy a PS4.
Or buy Fiber. If you get Fiber and you get free PS4.
That's right. Buy a box of All Brand and eat it, and then a PS4 will come out. And yeah. So yeah, I considered buying this on the Xbox One, and I couldn't do it with all the PlayStation exclusive stuff that they have coming. I just said I have to play this on the PlayStation. So, anyways, pre-ordered that. There's beta coming this week. I'm sure they'll allow us to stream that stuff. So as that comes out and is played, I'll be streaming that at the end of the week and kind of digging into that. The only other game that came out recently has been Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition.
Shit.
That game's amazing.
I've been playing that. Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, good.
Completely forgot about that. I have been playing that.
Do you like it?
A lot. I like it a lot.
It's a very good platformer.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Very good platformer. I think we have a review on the site for it.
That's true.
I played it on the Vita. It was great.
Yeah, if you have a gold account, Xbox One, do yourself a favor and download it because it's
Is
totally
it free?
worth it. Yeah, it is.
Oh, I should totally download that.
Yeah.
And play the Super Turbo Championship
Turbo
Edition.
Championship Edition.
Alpha Hyper Remix Dash Plus.
.x2.
I love Guacamelee. It was solid. So coming up in the next month, the next two big releases coming out, Ultra Street Fighter 4 is coming to 360 and PS3, and in what I hope is the final Street Fighter 4 remix. And then The Last of Us Remastered comes out at I believe the end of August for the PS4. And I don't know if I'm ready to play that game again. Yeah, that game's got there's a lot of memories of that tied to that game between when it came out, when I played it, and the story's tough in that, and I don't know, but it may be something we take a peek at if Sony does a decent enough trade-in for people who already have The Last of Us. I'd like to maybe pick that up, but
yeah, that's true.
We'll have to see what happens.
I thought they said something like you get $20 or $30 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. That might be applicable. We'll have to take a look and see what's happening closer to release date. I haven't seen anything in the store. I've been keeping my eyes on that. So, so let's move on to emails, which we got none in a month. You guys are jerks.
Ooh.
All I wanted was one person to send us an email at contact@novagamer.net and be like, "Hey guys, your podcast sucks," and I'd have been like, "All right, hey, it's an email."
Hey, we got questions though.
We do have some questions sitting here. So, Legendary Side Effect again says, "Has anybody here tried Mario crossovers?" And then in brackets, Exploding Rabbit. Nope.
I don't know what that is. So.
Nope. I don't think any of us have. I'm familiar if
I've heard of these such gaming.
It's like the ROM hacks of Mario, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I haven't played any of that. I've seen it, but I've not played any of it. And Dave doesn't play video games. He just stares off into the distance. So.
Hey, look, all right. I got a lot of stuff going on around me.
All right. Okay. All right.
He's watching Dota.
He is watching Dota. He's totally watching Dota, even though it's over. Watching replays. It's good. And then, hey, we got a message from...
In this podcast, I'm watching Dota, actually.
Okay, good. That's why your video's gone out twice. I appreciate that. I can't hear you, Dave. I'm sorry.
What?
Oh, that's better.
Lick the mic.
Yeah.
What?
That's better. Thank you.
Okay.
Replayability said, "Hey, I've been pumped to check out Wolfenstein as well. The previous entry was pretty sweet too. Recommend you check it out."
Yes, and I huge shout out to Replayability. Lots of follow Fridays on Twitter from those guys.
Oh, awesome.
And yeah, you're listening to this, check those guys out on YouTube. I gotta plug those guys. They're awesome.
Right on.
Yeah.
We'll share the love with those guys. And of course, we get that one there from Side Effect about Mario. So that's going to wrap up our questions. If you guys have any questions to sneak in here, you got about 30 seconds to do so before we wrap things up. I want to mention the guys at Blast Processing who have been super cool with us and have been sharing their podcast, as well as Steve has been. We friended each other on PlayStation, and I'm looking forward to hopefully smashing some people in Destiny with him. They're the probably more drunker Newfoundlander version of the Super NovaCast. So they've been around for a while. They've been doing their thing, and I like their podcast a lot. So they've been sharing with us. It's been nice.
We do
check those guys out.
More beer on this podcast.
Yeah, I think more beer and more video games is probably all appropriate, right? Well, I think that's going to wrap things up. I'll mention John is out for a couple of days, so I am kind of picking up the slack on the old YouTube's channel. I've been kind of slack for a couple of months. Is a daunting task as he spits out Mighty Quest for Epic Loot videos. He's got a video up about Aura Kingdom, which I haven't had a chance to take a peek at yet. So that stuff will all return once John gets back to his computer and has access to his games again. I'm going to have some stuff going up to the channel this week, some more Arma 3. I'm planning on hopefully getting some of those party games up, Gang Beast, Nidhogg, that kind of stuff, some early look for Gang Beast because it's still in Super Alpha. And yeah, we'll put some more stuff up on YouTube. If I'm feeling really brave, I might actually let you guys see our proper Daisy server where we have all of our passwords and everything. I'll just have to block all that stuff out. Some serious editing going on there. But yeah, we'll keep the YouTube channel moving. I guess a Wolfenstein review. I said those words earlier, so I'll probably have to spit something out for that. And I think that kind of covers it. Yeah. So
up on the site about Dota 2, the international.
Yeah, we're gonna make Dave write stuff. I want Dave to write stuff.
Before Friday.
Write stuff, Dave.
I will try.
Actually write stuff. We appreciate everybody coming to hang out tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for interacting with us. Everybody who's been sending us questions, sending us tweets, favoriting us on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all those places.
Instagram and Foursquare.
That's right, Instagram, Foursquare, BBM. You guys know where to find us. It's novagamer.net. YouTube is youtube.com/novagamercrew. From there, you can find most of our videos, most of our content, links to our Twitter pages where we spit out gaming randomness. And good Lord, if you follow me on Twitter, it's been a lot of pro wrestling recently, and I will not apologize about that. I fucking love pro wrestling, and Halifax has been a hotbed for it. So we appreciate everybody's support, and we will do this much more often. Right, Dave?
Absolutely.
See, they both have the same answer. That just means they're the same person. Fucking Daves. I can't do this. All right, for now, Nova Gamer.
Out.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And hey, thank you, Internet. All 6 of you who have been in and out of the channel for the last hour or so. Sorry it took us so long to get started.
Thank
All
you.
right, let's wave goodbye to the Internet. Bye, Internet.